Welcome to episode 91 of the OVW podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling. My name is Jackman Oaks.
I'm Brian Hines.
Today we're getting into all the action from OVW TV 1335.
Easy for you to say.
That's my favorite Yellowstone spinoff, is 1335.
Okay. I heard good things about that.
Emanating live from legendary Hot Point Davis Arena on March 13th, 2025. We've had a couple of guests over the past couple of weeks, Brian Hines.
We sure have, yeah.
Our interview with Josh Ashcraft went up this past Monday. A lot of fun to sit down with Josh.
Always a good time.
Subtitle on that one is everything you ever wanted to know about how to put up a wrestling ring, but we're afraid to ask.
Oh, he gets into the nitty-gritty on how to put up a wrestling ring.
I'm glad that 15-year-old me didn't get this information, or else I'd probably hurt myself.
You probably would have. He was very, very, very adamant that that basically, you know, the show all starts with putting the ring together correctly.
Correctly, yes.
We also sat down with our next interview subject a couple weeks ago. He'll go up on Monday of next week, right, Tiny Brian?
That's right, yes. We definitely have an interview subject.
Are we going to keep
I
it
don't even know
mysterious?
if you guys know who it is yet.
Yeah.
Do we want to... Well, look in our feed on Mondays. That's the new interview day. We have a very special interview.
It's going to be good.
It's really good. We had a lot of fun with that particular guest. We'll just leave the listeners hanging.
Yeah, I like that.
Look forward to that on Monday, though. That's our new interview day. We have nixed them from Thursdays because there's a lot to do on Thursdays.
There's a lot to do every day,
including going to Hot Point Davis Arena every Thursday at 6:15 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. We made it to this one this past week. That was the first time in a while since we'd been there.
Got there right in the nick of time.
Right in the nick of time.
My car did not explode.
No,
it was very
didn't.
nice.
I was very appreciative of that. But this Thursday, you can catch OVW Rise at Hot Point Davis Arena at 6:30 p.m. March Mayhem will be here before you know it, folks. That is 2 Thursdays from now. That is March 29th. OVW.
Well, that's the night of Fatal 4-Ways.
The 27th, the night of Fatal 4-Ways.
The 27th is
and
the
then
night.
2 Saturdays is March Mayhem, right? Because it's Saturday night.
Okay. So 2 Thursdays. Two Thursdays.
2 Thursdays left, and then March Mayhem.
Right.
And that weekend's when they're showing Spring Breakers at the Kentucky. Too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be a big weekend for me. A lot of on-screen violence.
Good times.
What else we got? Brian?
OVW Appalachian Armageddon, Pikeville, Kentucky, is part of the legendary Hillbilly Days Festival. That is April 25th. There is a free all-ages show at Element Eatery in Cincinnati, Ohio. That is June 28th. And our favorite shows of the year, they've announced a show at the Manchester Music Hall, and that is July 5th. 2025. You can get your tickets for all of these shows at OVWTix. That's TIX.com.
And if you're planning on coming to that July 5th show at Manchester Music Hall, maybe you send the podcast a message.
Yeah, there may be something.
Fan wrestlers or otherwise. Maybe you send the podcast a message.
If you're interested in having fun. And
I know a lot of people are.
And then maybe watching some wrestling, or maybe talking about your career in wrestling. Either one.
At
really.
OVW Podcast on Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch with us. Hey. We got an ad. That sounds like no better time than now to jump to an ad, Tiny Brian.
Yeah, let's. So we'll be right back.
OVWTIX.com.
What he said.
All right, folks. Tiny Brian here with you, reminding you again that Bluegrass Homefront is back. I think we're going to take kind of a leisurely pace. Maybe just put out a couple of episodes a month for now. Not need to burn out on it. Not to mention, I've been busy on another project that you're about to see. About that project, we'd love to get your feedback on what you think of what's about to happen here, especially if you're watching the video. We've worked really hard on this, and
let's say this right now. If you're a usual podcast audio-only listener, hop over to our YouTube page. We're trying something new out this week.
This would be the time to do it.
And
it goes up first, so it's already there for you.
And I think our video, that in the future, if you're an audio-only person, maybe YouTube is a format you might want to look at because we want to bring in some new. This is just the beginning of some new things that we're going to try.
Yeah. We got a couple of different things going tonight, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited, and we'll just take it from there.
BluegrassHomefront.com. All right, Brian Hines, here we are back at the podcast again.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about bout one of the evening.
First of all, let's put up the magic screen.
Oh, yeah. That's how this is going to work.
Yes.
Is it right here?
It is.
Is it cutting off?
There it is.
Okay,
So
that's
as
right.
it is currently showing our logo, and before we get into this, I do want to take a moment and personally thank OVW, Al Snow, everybody out there, Daniel, who kind of made this possible. So going forward, we're going to be able to actually show you clips from OVW Rise as the guys talk about these matches. We've got a few clips here to talk about, so we will get into those as we get into it. But guys, take it away.
And also, every 3 or 4 clips is a clip of Walker, Texas Ranger, like on Conan during the rider strike in the mid-2000s.
I love.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really, we're gonna get one of those big arms now. You've now put a challenge. We're gonna put one on the floor that makes it happen.
Rider strike Conan's goated. Rider strike.
It
Conan
really is.
is goated. So we've got the magic box here, right? We're not using the magic box yet.
Yeah, you guys can see what's on the magic box in front of you now.
So the magic box is the magic screen that's in front of us. I see.
And we'll jump into the match. I know that you've got your friend here with us already.
Yeah, I actually pre-drew a happy face on my thumb because Adam Revolver was the very first match. So for once, I would like to say that I am somewhat prepared.
Adam Revolver versus AJZ for a media championship qualifier. Of course, the 27th, the week of the pay-per-view, is an all 4-way night.
Right.
And the outcome of this match, the winner would place themselves in that 4-way night for a hopeful spot at a number 1 contendership at the pay-per-view just 2 days later. Let's kind of start at the beginning here. AJZ, what's going on with him?
First off, I feel like I should put like an insane amount of chest hair on my opposite thumb and make
That'd
this
be
one
good.
look angry so we can be like, and we can be thumb wrestlers. But I'm not left-handed, so we'll just have to make do with what we have. It was a, excuse me, great match right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Revolver looking a little bit smoother than usual. I mean, he's always a tough customer. He's no...
Oh, he's all lubed up. That's all that was.
No, I meant in terms of like in-ring performance, like, getting one over on AJZ here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. He is the smoothest player in OVW and probably the dirtiest as well.
Yeah. Although if you ask him, the purest.
Oh, yeah. Pure as the driving snow.
Sure.
I guess what I mean, though, is like AJZ is like one of the most impressive specimens on the entire roster.
Undoubtedly.
He is a beast. He looks the part. He knows the part. He's a very, very, very athletic guy, even with having such like kind of a bodybuilder frame. Up against Adam Revolver, I understand why you need a guy like Adam Revolver in a 4-way match because he is a general. He's going to be able to keep the pacing of a match like that, build, to, a higher and higher point because he is not only the smoothest, dirtiest player at OVW, he's one of the most experienced.
Rightly so, yes.
Having said that, though, like, I thought AJZ needed this spot at the 4-way.
It definitely wouldn't have hurt him for sure.
I just feel like, and maybe this will all change by the end of the episode because it does seem like we are building like a counter insurgency to the revolution. But AJZ in a match like this, not only do I feel like he should have been qualifying, I want to see him on the pay-per-view. And I feel like he has become another guy in the revolution that is just kind of floating in space.
It definitely seems like the revolution isn't as cohesive as they were when they arrived on the scene last year.
It seems, yes, I agree. It seems as if they have a lot of people still associated with them. A lot of people come out to the entrance music, but they've become a smaller unit. Like the prime players of the revolution have become a little bit smaller, and it seems like AJZ might have found himself on the outside of that for some reason.
Man, he wouldn't be the only one. I mean, Dalton McKenzie is kind of out there. Jamin Olivencia now is definitely out in that gray area.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, he's the leader of Revolution Red, really, which is what I think I will always call it till they call it something else.
Oh, they're going to call it something else.
It'll be better than Revolution Red.
Absolutely.
I mean, lots of things are better than Revolution Red. I'm not saying it's
better
good.
than
They can't all be
Revolution
Hush
Red.
Syndicate, all right? They can't. You come up with one good tag team name back there,
and then it all goes to your
all
head.
of a sudden you're a tag team master.
I thought they should have called the Bad Girls Club the Objectors, but
No, Bad Girls Club was good stuff. That was
pretty good. Yeah,
Bad Girls Club was really good.
They won on that.
That
one
might
for
be the
sure.
best faction name in our time covering OVW. To be quite honest with you, is the Bad Girls Club because it just fit. Like it fit. It was it told you everything that you needed to know about the characters that you were dealing with.
Yeah.
Right. And that can be kind of hard when you're dealing with. To be honest, something as wide as the Revolution. You talk like while we're talking about the Bad Girls Club, that was always a small, concise kind of tight knit group.
Yeah, 3 to 4.
And you're talking about the Revolution; they've got to be 8 to 12.
Yeah, depending on how many people are in their party, it's 8 to 12 or something like that.
I only bring up the AJZ thing really kind of like from a storyline perspective or kayfabe explanation because AJZ is ripe for the picking as far as this like counterinsurgency to the Revolution goes.
Oh, you think he might be recruited?
I think he very well could be. I mean, the guy.
Interesting.
The moment he became a part of the Revolution, the guy got gold.
Yeah, along with
Dalton McKenzie.
Dalton McKenzie, that's right.
He's kind of let's just put it this way. They're not as quick to come out there and save him as he has been in the past to come save some of them.
You're absolutely right.
It's that meme of the girl being kind of carried to the edge of the pool while the other one seems to be drowning, and then you go to the third one who was underwater, and Dalton McKenzie's the dude underwater.
Dalton
in that.
Yeah, that's a good meme. That's a kind of a new meme format, so maybe some of our older, maybe in addition to the thing that we're about to use, the magic window, we can
do some memes.
Yeah, do some memes.
That one's new to meme. I don't know that one.
Let's see the ending of this match. Real quick. You're talking about smoothness.
Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. He hits him with the sunset flip. He wasn't exactly straight over the top. He kind of went over the side, but gets the pin. 1, 2, 3, we're done.
And AJZ obviously didn't expect it. He's out. He kicks out at 3.1.
Yeah,
it's all Adam Revolver can do to hold that boy down for 3 seconds.
And when he hit him with the first sleeper hold, that was incredibly smooth on Adam Revolver's part.
Adam Revolver, man, he
don't play.
He's very, very, very good. He's always been very, very good at this thing.
Yeah. Wrestling.
And in the time that we've been covering it, maybe truly one of the unsung heroes of the entire roster.
Yeah.
Let's talk about match number 2, Brian Hines.
Match number 2.
If I can get it out.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a weird week. Match number 2, we've got lovely Miss Larkan versus OVW Women's Champion J-Rod in a non-title match.
You want to take a look at the energy with which lovely Miss Larkan came into the arena?
Do we have it right here?
We do. We have it in the magic window. Check this out. Just watch her walk. She walks weird. I love it though. Watch this. Here she goes. Dup, 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 dup. It reminds me of what's his name? The Eagle guy.
Charlie Chaplin?
No, the guy who
Buster
came in.
Keaton?
No, the guy who came in with the
Nephilim?
Yes, the Nephilim.
Oh.
No, the guy who came in with the pipe orchestra.
Buzz Backlund?
Yeah, that walk, that little strut back and forth.
Okay, we need to check his meds or something because I don't think he's watching the same thing we're
Malachi.
watching. She comes in like...
Is there a gas leak at your house?
That would explain some things.
He's thinking it over. He's giving us the maybe
not the person to ask.
Maybe not. So she comes in like she's happy to see you, but she's also horrified that you're there. But she also has 5 minutes to fill her shopping cart in some kind of weird contest. It's like all 3 of those things going on at the same time. And watch out because at any point you could still get stabbed by that invisible knife.
So she's battling J-Rod tonight. Obviously, they have a little bit of a tiff from the way that things ended last week in their match.
Yeah, rightly so.
I maybe shouldn't have been surprised, but was a little surprised here that J-Rod hotshots the match. Can we get that real quick?
There you go.
Bam.
Huge spear from J-Rod before the bells even rang. Lovely Miss Larkan making Shawn Michaels look like a fool in the way that she sells it. Lovely Miss Larkan, how many times have I said it, Brian Hines? She is the full package. She is the full package. She is probably, as far as like the newer faces in OVW, the best thing going.
I totally agree.
Full package.
Yeah, I find her very entertaining. How entertaining is it that you are your own patient and your own therapist and an invisible knife enthusiast all in the same thing?
I kind of, when I saw this match announced, I kind of had it circled as like, oh, I think we could get like 15, 25 minutes out of this. And I think it could be highly entertaining.
We got 15, 25 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. J-Rod with the spear that we just saw. Let's go ahead and see the finish. It happened so quickly.
Yeah.
That way we can kind of get to the meat and potatoes here. I've used the phrase before. Sometimes matches tell a story. Sometimes matches happen to get to the story. That seems like what we had here in this next clip is that Larkan here was set up to lose against J-Rod this week, which there's no harm in doing, so that we could see Sophia Rose make the save.
Yeah.
It is incredibly smart to pair up Sophia Rose and Larkan because they're the two brightest stars as far as baby faces go in the women's division right now. Also, for Sophia Rose's sake, Miss Larkan was on her way to stealing all of Sophia Rose's momentum. Like, if we're just being 100% honest, it's very, very hard to have someone as well-rounded and as talented as Miss Larkan show up in your storyline, show up in your angle, and all of the attention not kind of just be instantly diverted to her.
Yeah.
So for Sophia Rose, all of the work that we've seen Sophia Rose have put into her and that she's done herself, this is some great stuff. This is gonna reignite kind of her momentum. It's gonna give Larkan more screen time. It's gonna give Sophia Rose more screen time, most definitely. And it's gonna be a really, really strange kind of odd couple pairing, and a little more meat on the bone than the pairing of Carter Kaufman and Sophia Rose.
Definitely. A lot more going on than Sophia Rose and Carter Kaufman. Speaking of meat on the bone, those wings we had for today,
They were good.
yeah,
They were good. We got to do that more.
Wasn't there a air fryer like set up at the end of the bottling line?
Yes.
At lunch?
Yes,
whatever do you mean?
there was.
It was weird. I'm just saying.
Oh, it was delicious. It was Wing Wednesday, not Weird Wednesday.
Wings Day.
Wings
Because
Day.
it's portmanteau, man. You're usually right on top of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't win them
Feeling
all.
all right?
Yeah.
Need a cup of coffee?
No.
Is that real coffee in there? Is that Pabst Blue Ribbon hard
It's
coffee?
Folgers Crystals.
Oh, well, there's the issue.
No, I'm just kidding. It is just a regular old Pepsi Zero.
No caffeine, no nothing. See, we got to get you some.
Pepsi Zero
Yeah.
has caffeine. That's
Oh, it
what
does?
makes it
I
lovely.
thought it was zero.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar.
You soda people.
We watch Jackman learn in real time here on the podcast.
We also, bout 3, match 3, I got to choose one because I'm going to keep calling it batch 3 for the rest of the night. I got to choose one or the other. Is a women's championship qualifier with Nika Madrid and Sophia Rose.
Micah, I believe.
Micah?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I've only seen it written down. Strange to see 2 women's matches back-to-back at OVW.
It is, yeah.
That's not something that they usually do, but I do think it kind of really put over the urgency and the I'll just leave it at urgency of the finish here, which is
We got a little bit of Micah and then before we get to the finish.
yeah. And I didn't want to wholly jump into the finish right now. I'm trying to learn how to do this new format.
Yeah, this is brand new, so yeah, let's all forgive ourselves, give ourselves a little grace. It's fine.
Now is this the first time we've seen Micah Madrid?
No.
No,
we've seen her a little bit here and there. I think she was in the Nightmare Rumble.
A couple times in the Nightmare Rumble and some Rise occasionally.
But would be kind of, I guess, the first maybe
Marquee match.
Yeah. I mean, it's Sophia Rose.
Yeah.
And the ending.
Yeah. The last match and this match are both a continuation of the previous week's tag team storyline.
Yes. Let's go ahead and show that clip of Micah Madrid.
Nice little slam there.
Yeah, she's
this would be
very powerful. Very powerful. Those her punches look like they're made out of stone.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
But Sophia Rose, the backbreaker, a story old as time at this point, right? Can we see kind of J-Rod's interference here in this match?
I've got it for you. Here we go.
J-Rod is upset that obviously Larkan and Sophia have joined forces. J-Rod's also got to be feeling a little bit of the heat with the pay-per-view just around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Very rare for her to hotshot a match. Very rare for her to just like straight up kind of interfere in a match. Usually when she wins, it's dominant.
Yeah.
It
is a straightforward win.
Yeah, usually very straightforward. Part of that is because she's now currently the only woman in the Revolution, so she kind of has to be booked a little bit more
assertively.
Yeah, assertively, because she's not going to have 5 or 6 other people that can come to her aid at any given time.
I mean, it has happened, but that was an exception and not the rule.
And it was on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No, it was
Haley J.
It was Haley J's last match, which
was kind of a kitchen sink match.
Probably match of the year so far.
Probably, yeah.
And a pay-per-view quality match.
Indeed.
Let's not bury the lead on Sophia with that she did get the spear from J-Rod and then took a finisher from Micah and still kicked out.
Oh, yeah. No, let's see the J-Rod.
Hang on, let me do that again. You guys got into the J-Rod of it all, and we didn't quite see. Here she comes.
Oh, yeah.
And, not the spear, but that, whatever she calls that.
Is that a fall-away slam? The fireman's carry.
A fireman's carry into.
See there, Micah kind of hits her
with the big hip attack.
No.
And this kind of back to that momentum building or reigniting Sophia Rose's momentum. You take 2 finishers basically and still kick out.
Mm-hmm.
That's telling you, the audience, this girl still got it, baby. Just because there's other things to play with on the roster doesn't mean that you shouldn't be playing with Sophia Rose. If they were your men, if they were your toys, you know what I mean? See, this is the problem with you. This is the problem with you Pepsi Zero drinkers. I try to make I'm trying to do nice wrestling thing, and you think that I'm being dirty, and I can't stand it.
How do you know?
And I won't stand for it either.
Well, you're sitting down, so it's fine.
As Brian and I raced to make the same joke.
It was like out of your toy chest. When have I ever?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't really like to make the dirty jokes on here.
No.
No, we save that for real life.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Did we see the finish of the match?
Yeah, we got it right here.
Huge.
Boy, that neck breaker with the splits is just something else.
Yeah. That's always been, when she started unveiling that was like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that perfect marriage between Sophia Rose, like the wrestler, the formidable wrestler, and then like it is very feminine as well. Like it's a very nice balance of I think like a lot of like what women's wrestling is all about is like it is brutal and it is hard hitting and it is all of the things that you might think of more for men, but it also maintains a very feminine quality and a very like beautiful kind of feminine mystique to it, right?
Yeah.
And that's you don't see Adam Revolver doing full splits.
No, or really
Not
anybody on the men's roster.
Not intentionally.
Maybe KD Dunn.
Oh, I bet he could.
I bet he could too.
I bet he could while holding his incredibly heavy gym bag.
He's in really good shape.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
He works out.
Let's move forward about 4 of the evening, Brian Hines.
Match 4 is a qualifying match for the OVW Rush Championship, and that features Iceman Justice Davis versus Star Rider with Evil Z.
This is kind of not exactly the same thought process that I had with the AJZ thing, but we've been a big fan of Justice Davis for a long time, basically since the first time we saw him. And
some of us gave him a hard time for a little while,
but he's very likable.
Yeah, we do.
He is very likable.
Yes,
come on, man.
I want to see more upward mobility for some of these guys. I want to see more upward mobility for AJZ. I want to see more upward mobility for Iceman Justice Davis. I thought that they were kind of cooking with him and Showtime Shanklin.
Are they still a tag team or no?
Well, we haven't seen them on a Rise in a considerable amount of time. but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not still teaming up. But I thought that those two guys were kind of cooking.
Yeah, I thought they were great together.
Maybe a lot. Well, and most likely a lot of this problem will be solved as like the counter revolution starts to build. You're going to see guys who have been right on the cusp of advancing themselves, advancing their characters, et cetera, cling on to that counter revolution thing and find a role into that counter revolution thing that they just haven't really been able to find yet. Because I really don't like, and I might be wrong. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I don't think that by the time this counter revolution thing gets fully built that it's going to be, the Tony Guns of the world, the Cash Flows of the world. I think it's going to be a lot of new faces.
If that is what happens, that is entirely possible that you could be correct. But I'm not entirely convinced that it's not just going to be, if it ends up being Kal and Jamin Olivencia, if it ends up being that, I kind of get the feeling that it may just be them for a little while.
Kind of. I could see that.
I could be wrong.
I also...
Like a Jedi Padawan kind of situation, sort of.
The hard thing with Jamin Olivencia, though, is when he's gone for a long time, and he's gone very often.
He's a busy man.
He's
got
a very
lot going
busy
on.
man. Yeah. And that's like out, that's in the real world. Like separating it from wrestling. Like there's only a matter of time, really, realistically speaking, that it could be a 2-person unit.
Well,
because Jamin is a busy, busy man.
He is. World traveler.
Buddha, really.
Multi-dimensional traveler.
Multi-dimensional traveler. I don't know. Maybe I'm in a bad mood this week. Maybe this is my problem, and I'm just going to come on here and I'm going to be like, well, they're not doing anything right because I didn't eat breakfast or something this morning. But when you see a Justice Davis of the world versus Star Rider, especially Star Rider as he is now, he is not a guy who got tossed aside by the Revolution.
Absolutely not. They heaped him up on their shoulders, and he is right there at the forefront with everybody else.
He is often, second out after Doug. Mm-hmm. When they make their way through the entrance ring. So when you're Star Rider right now and you're Evil Z right now, you got to be looking at the Revolution and being like, oh, this is my gravy train.
Yeah.
Right? And they've been treated very, very well by the Revolution, to speak to, a counterpoint to what we were talking about earlier about Dalton McKenzie or AJZ or even Leo Fox that we see later on in the evening.
That's true.
Can we go ahead and I want to show the finish here, the big time missile drop kick from
right in the gut.
Super Z. Looks like Evil Z, or I'm sorry, from Star Rider. Looks like Evil Z was out on the side a little bit. Maybe he added he got a little bit in there too, helped with the kick a little bit.
He was there for moral support and taunting.
And doing thumbs down. And then in kind of another inspired microphone segment from Star Rider, Evil Z brings out a piece of the table that Star Rider put Zachary D. Pittman III through.
Yeah.
And again, I know I said it last week, but one of the coolest moments in OVW, like the shot of Star Rider going straight through the table, Zachary D. Pittman laying on the ground and Star Rider sitting on him, was an absolutely inspired shot.
It was very brutal and disrespectful at the same time. Disrespectful.
If the next time they do a Rise main title, if they don't include a clip of that in their main title thing, they're just leaving money on the table.
I wish that we could go back and recover last week's episode just
to get it.
Yeah, just so that we could put it up there.
I'll see if I can get it.
The Evil Z, Star Rider, Super Z thing isn't going anywhere, and now Star Rider is in that 4-way for the Rush Division Championship next Thursday. So
do we know who else is in there off the top of our heads?
We could probably go back through our notes and compile.
Do we have a bracket? Do we have a graphic?
I've been waiting for OVW to put one out, but they have not. I may have time to put one together for Fan Zone Live tonight. Certainly by next week.
Go ahead and show the next video, please. I think that we should show the video first for context before we start talking about it.
All right. Here we go.
And just one more time, please. Just one
more time?
Yeah.
Sure. I think we can do it one more time. Hang on. Stand by.
Okay. Did Dustin come up with that himself, or did Luscious and Omar feed him that one?
If they did, he clearly did not know what they were telling him to say.
To be clear, Dustin says, "I've been waiting to cream on somebody."
Yeah, and
It's the on.
yeah, that's going to end up in a dry cleaning bill or legal action,
Or both.
or both.
Yeah, I've been waiting to cream somebody is such an easier sentence and such more palatable sentence to hear than I've been waiting to cream on somebody. One more time. Yeah, go ahead and show it.
Yeah,
Bring
so
it.
we'll do this one more time, just because I feel it's important.
And Dustin Jackson, we sat down with Dustin. He's an exceptionally nice person. This is why
Yeah,
when you were growing up and your parents said, I don't want you hanging out with that kid down the street, this is exactly why. Within one match, Luscious and Omar have corrupted Dustin Jackson.
yeah.
They're good at that. That is a thing that they do well.
Honestly though, like I'm having a lot of fun, like poking fun at it, but that's a good babyface team right there. Dustin Jackson, Beaches, and Cream. That's a good trios. That's an incredible babyface trios. Like I kind of love it. I kind of love the energy, and I kind of love Dustin can be so solemn, and Dustin can kind of be so straightforward, and that's one of his strengths. Like, and definitely like his strength as a babyface, he's very much like in that Cody Rhodes, like, I say what I mean, and I come out here and I do business.
Square jawed.
It's a lot of fun to see Dustin kind of turn up the bro a little bit.
Yeah.
And just add another dimension to his character.
Yeah, just, have a good time. It's like he's at work, but he's not really at work.
Actually, let's do all of these without context first. Go ahead and show the next one.
All right.
Dude is always around near or far as long as you keep his memory in loom. The dude. What a treasure he is. Genius.
First of all, we see now how Ryan Von Rocket puts glitter on. Did
With
you
like
notice
a
that?
giant salt shaker.
Yeah, with a giant square, like a tesseract, just jumping it out of some spatial dimension.
It's like a jar of or a bottle of Mrs. Dash. He just kind of like
It looks like a repurposed dice set holder.
Do you think Danos does that for him?
probably not.
Yum Yum, get you some.
Yeah.
That's what I
Not-
say.
That's not, well,
I've been waiting to cream on somebody.
all right.
Can I dial him with my butt? Maybe.
Hang on. Let's,
We'll just show them all
Yeah,
two times.
just-
one more time.
Yep.
yeah.
Can I dial him with my butt? Maybe.
I love her baby. That's my favorite. The dialing with her butt.
Now listen, I totally get. I've seen this 1,000 times in my own life, where there's a weird older dude. Maybe he's covered in glitter, maybe he's not. Definitely covered in body oil. Just saying crazy things to a pretty young lady, and she's looking for any excuse to get out of there.
You can see that at practically any stoplight here in the city.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Kroger, gas station, anywhere you go, Thoroughbreds bar and grill. Anywhere you go, there's going to be a weird old guy trying to talk to a pretty young woman. But I think it's so true to life, where she's just like, yeah, whatever you say.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why
Please
not?
leave me alone now.
I'm going to say whatever I can to get out of this situation.
And let's see what happens once they leave.
Oh, I do want to point out in that first clip, Jack Vaughn, just
Peeking in. You want to go? Yeah. This is now he appears in this final clip.
we see the legendary Book of Deuteronomy.
Jack Vaughn hates reading.
There's a lot of F's in that book.
Jack Vaughn. What do you think? What do you think
I
is
do
actually?
love that we end the shot with them. Look, can we look at the contents of this garbage can, because this is crazy.
There is a jug of water.
Yep,
a lucha mask.
that is in fact a lucha mask.
Yeah, and random papers.
And random papers.
And
so.
snotty Kleenex.
Ew. Let's move along.
You know how I know that that's not just a trash can that was sitting around at Davis Arena. No empty bottles of baby oil.
That's true.
I've been led to believe any trash can backstage at Davis Arena, 96% empty bottles of baby oil.
Wow, that's not creepy at all.
It's not like the P. Diddy baby oil.
Yeah, I know.
It's professional wrestling.
It's the
It-
Luscious
it's
Lawrence baby
professional
oil.
grade.
A
baby
love and
oil.
a passion we all share.
That's we just saw Jack Vaughn pitch the Book of Deuteronomy.
Yes.
Wouldn't they just be able to get it out of the trash?
Yeah.
That's why he should have found one with baby oil in it. Nobody's going in after that.
No.
I'm just saying,
Or
dude.
make it slippery or something.
I'm just saying. Let's talk about the hour one main event here. That trios match. And actually, let's see Dustin Jackson and Beaches and Cream preparing for this match one more time, please.
Okay, hang on. I'll have to.
Produce. Nope.
It's
Close,
a ways back. I'll
close.
get there.
One
I'll
more.
get there. Hang on. We're perfect. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
So
And
Hang
action.
on. Hang on. I will. Thank you.
okay. And just save that for all.
Oh yeah, we're
purposes,
gonna save
in the
that.
future.
Yes.
Yeah. Just make sure that clip is readily available
And
for
in
any
case
time
we-
I want it.
In case we didn't announce it, Beaches and Cream and Dustin Jackson take the win in that match. 'Cause I think we just got carried away.
Well, we were about to talk.
We've not talked about it yet.
But yes, they do take.
Oh, great.
Okay. No more magic window. Only the clip about where Dustin Jackson is being dirty.
Hey, no, back up.
So we see
Spoilers.
Dustin Jackson, Beaches and Cream. They're ready to cream on somebody. Anthony Katina and Tony Evans and Jay De Niro in the other corner. I think that we had this match kind of pegged last week.
Nailed it.
You got three hot as hell baby faces on the other side of the ring. You've got the third man out, the odd man out, and Anthony Katina joining Tony Evans and Jay De Niro. Did we not call this 100%?
Yeah, and like you said earlier, like when your parents don't want you to play with that new kid in the neighborhood because he might be a bad influence, that's kind of how Superior Tony Evans and Jay De Niro treated Anthony Katina, because they weren't really all about it to begin with, but by the end of it, they clearly let him know, screw off.
You're right. He was kind of like a 12-year-old trying to hang out with the 15-year-olds. He was like the really bad 12-year-old that sat in the back of the bus, but he still kind of couldn't hack it with the 15-year-olds because they were already smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know, that's where Anthony Katina's at in his relationship with Tony Evans and Jay De Niro. Yeah, they trick him back into the ring. Very like I loved it. I honestly laughed. I honestly
you want to see
laughed.
it? We
Yeah,
got
I would
it
love
here.
to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. They even count. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Clearly selling the ruse.
Well, and like let's face it too. Anthony Katina had to take the pin here.
Yeah.
Dustin Jackson had to give him the pin, and Anthony Katina sold his ass off for Dustin Jackson.
And towards the end, when it was the storyline was just those two, the back and forth they had was really great.
Oh, I think that could be reheated any time.
Yeah,
Katina and Jackson.
Most quality leftovers, yes.
Show it again here. Look at him count. 1, 2, 3.
Nope.
I do not think that is the last time Anthony Katina gets tricked in OVW.
I think that we'll probably see Anthony Katina and Tony Evans chop it up before too long. That would be my guess. I'd love to see Jay De Niro and Anthony Katina. Anthony Katina would be able to work a lot for Jay. Just make him look huge. I mean, listen, just from a kayfabe perspective, he chopped Cash to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, what are we? Can we see Jay De Niro wrestle some more, please? That's been a constant refrain from like day one of this podcast.
Yeah.
But like, can we see Jay De Niro wrestle some more, please?
Come on.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Let's talk about the first match of hour 2 here. Leo Fox versus a returning Jesse Goddard. Or no, a returning Leo Fox versus Jesse Goddard, who kind of recently returned.
Yeah. Well, he's returning from last week. He was here last week, so he's returning again.
I loved seeing Leo Fox get paired with Jesse Goddard here.
Yes.
On his return. Jesse Goddard's one of the most recognizable stars in OVW, one of the biggest stars in the promotion's history. Love seeing Leo Fox get put in the position at the top of hour 2 against Jesse Goddard. And I also thought that this match had a ton of room to breathe.
Yeah.
I thought that Leo Fox and Jesse Goddard got a ton of TV time. And looking at it, maybe they didn't get as much as I thought they did because that second hour is so stacked.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt like they had enough time to breathe, do what they needed to do, tell the story they wanted to tell.
Yeah, this wasn't a quick match at all. And first off, it was great to see Leo Fox back. He had been away for a while, but we're glad to see him back in the ring. He looked just as good, if not better, than ever.
Leo, come talk to us too, by the way.
Yeah,
Please.
please.
And Jesse too. We know that you're busy with other
He
shit.
has
Yeah.
like 14 TVs in his entrance video. Jesse's busy.
But
Yeah.
listen, do you know how hard we could SEO Jesse Goddard's on this show, baby?
I mean, I'm in favor. Don't get me
Hashtag
wrong.
House of Villains. Hashtag Wrestlers on Netflix. Hashtag Big Brother.
Hashtag face that runs a place.
Hashtag OVW. Yeah, we could.
Hashtag
What is-
Segway.
What's the creatine he sells? Maybe he'd let me ride the scooter.
Pecatine.
Remember
He's
when I was
never letting you ride that damn.
Remember when I was desperate to ride Mr. Spectacular?
Remember
Everybody
when you
remembers
were desperate?
Yeah, still are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's different now.
I'm gonna get you one of those from Temu.
So I could ride it 6 inches and then it blows up.
Hey, it might be one of the good ones. You never know.
And then I'll get a
You-
wheelchair.
You get lucky. Let's see Leo challenging Jesse, can we?
Sure. So he's hitting.
Tight,
Watch this. Catches.
tight side headlock there from Jesse. Leo bounces Jesse off the ropes. Jesse thinks that he's going to be able to run through Leo like he's run through so many other competitors in his time at OVW, but Leo Fox is a brick wall. Challenges him again, says, go for it twice, pal. You're not going to be able to do it. And Jesse goes for the crossbody. It's kind of like a crossbody forearm smash.
Yeah,
kind of.
crossbody, elbow to the head kind of thing.
Yeah, great little kind of double offensive maneuver
Yeah.
from Jesse Goddard's. And then I don't think it's a surprise that Jesse Goddard's takes some of the victory over returning Leo Fox here. Jesse Goddard's is, as you've already put it in this conversation, the face that runs the place. Here's that ending sequence. Big time power move from Leo as Jesse tries to put him in the Boston Crab. Leo kind of forces his way out of it, sends Jesse across the ring. Then we see,
And gets hit with the spear.
yeah, and
And
that's
Jesse
it.
has another option.
Yeah, Jesse's been very, very fun to watch in this time back. They've used him very, very well.
As we were watching, because we were there live on Thursday, I was thinking about it, and I think I know like how I can describe Goddard's style now.
Let's hear it.
It's methodical.
Yes.
He is not in a hurry. He can control the pace of the
Yes.
match, and it makes me appreciate it a little more, I guess.
Well, and that's, in real life, whatever that effing means. That's how a big muscly guy moves. That's how a big muscly guy would wrestle. Like if he's going to be slow. He's going to use his power. He's going to be methodical. He knows he doesn't have as much maybe cardio as the other guys do. So he's got to be slow. He's got to make everything count, right? Jesse Goddard's personifies that kind of. And I mean, he's strong as hell. Leo Fox is not a small guy, and there was plenty of time where Jesse Goddard's was kind of having his way with him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about bout 7 of the evening. Another OVW Women's Championship qualifier between Viperous and Freya the Slaya. Viperous has been all over Overdrive, making her name known on the Thursday night show Rise. Wonderful presentation from her. You know a lot about her the moment that she walks out.
Yeah, and that's important.
This, for me, I kind of thought that we were going to use this as an opportunity. Freya's Teflon.
Yeah.
Right? Freya is Teflon. She can lose one, especially if it's kind of like a quick, hiccup, maybe some shorts in the hands or a small package. She could lose one. I thought that Viper stood a lot here to take out Freya and get into that 4-way match. Doesn't mean she's going to end up at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's true.
Just means that everyone's going to know, hey, that we've got somebody in this division who just beat one of our former champions.
And yeah, I mean, she came out of the gate with a couple of drop kicks and really tried to put Freya away early. But come on, man,
No,
it's Freya. It's not going to happen like that.
Freya's a little too powerful for that.
A lot too powerful for that.
We get asked this on the Fan Zone all the time. We get asked that, when we go to Davis Arena and stuff, is like, is there a deficit in the women's division? I've always said no.
I totally agree.
Could there become one if like the Vipresses of the world don't start climbing up the ladder? Yeah, there could be.
So do we count lovely Miss Larkan as 2 members of the women's locker room or just 1?
How many paychecks does she get?
I don't know. I don't work at the pay window.
If she only gets 1, then she only counts as 1.
I see.
For tax purposes.
Oh, yeah, sure. Is the invisible knife a dependent?
No, that is, but you can write it off as a work expense.
Okay.
I just, maybe I am being cantankerous today. I don't know. I don't know. But there were just a couple of matches here for me that I wanted to see go the other direction because I just want some new blood at the top of these title pictures and of these pay-per-views. Maybe, and that doesn't mean that the old thing doesn't work for me. It just means that I'm in a bad mood today.
Well, people have those days. I have those days all the time.
Every once in a while,
Yeah, but you know what made it better today was wings.
Can we go ahead and see the finisher?
Sure.
You know what's coming, folks.
You think you do. And then she thinks better of it. What's she going to do? Uh-oh.
Big time spear from Freya the Slayer.
Now, I think they should have just named this episode Night of the Spears. There were more spears in this episode than there are in a jar of pickles.
The music of the spears.
Yeah.
She's obviously looking at that situation of the spear saying, hey, I'm going to send J-Rod a message.
Exactly. That's exactly what that is.
Do you think we're going back to Freya and J-Rod at the pay-per-view?
If not at the pay-per-view, shortly thereafter. I think the pay-per-view might be a build to that.
I'm a little confused on what the women's title match looks like at the pay-per-view right now. I think that we could very well go for Freya. I do think if it is Freya and J-Rod at the pay-per-view, Freya has to win.
Yeah.
Like, they had their little back and forth earlier this year, late last year. It was some good stuff, some questions, some like stuff that left us scratching our heads, but overall some good stuff. I think that if you're going to put Freya at the pay-per-view against J-Rod again for the championship, Freya's got to take it.
Yeah, no self-sabotage out of anger, none of that. It's got to be toe-to-toe, winner takes all, and it's got to be Freya.
Absolutely. Let's see the next video, Tiny Brian.
It's going to be a banger. That's what any veterans do. You know what you did? What are you talking about? Oh, crazy. That book right there. See those little things right up there on that wall? Not the sign, the other. They're all over the place. We know exactly what you did. This isn't about him. It's about you and what you did to that book. And because the man, the artist formerly known as Mick Foley, is not here to represent himself, Mr. Dude Love, I will be taking place for him. I'm going to go to the management, me and Sophia Rose, and you will see us out in that ring tonight. I promise you that. Come on, Sophia. Hold that book. It's a stupid book anyway.
Jack Vaughn hates books.
So Jack Vaughn, as a petulant child, is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So is this still butthurt, Jack Vaughn?
Yes, big time.
Oh. Good. Big time butthurt.
I mean, they should just stay like he's right. He ran with it. He ran with the butthurt thing.
Sure.
He realized like pretty quickly like, oh, this works very, very well. My question from that backstage vignette that we just saw is like, does Ryan Von Rocket have like in like movies when like a time traveler comes back from like the past and they're like they use like old-timey words to refer to like new devices. Is that like the level of understanding that Ryan Von Rocket has about technology?
It would appear so, yes.
He's like, those little things there.
Those things on the wall.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
No, not the sign.
I thought at first he was pointing toward the exit sign, and I was like, oh, this has just gotten... Ryan Von Rocket has been incredibly entertaining the last couple of weeks, in and out of ring.
Yes.
He was on fire last week with Dustin Jackson, man. It was such good stuff. So Ryan Von Rocket, as we just saw, challenges Jack Vaughn to a fight on behalf of Dude Love. They retrieved the Book of Deuteronomy out of the trash can. They're parading it around. Ryan Von Rocket comes out, has Jack Vaughn in the corner immediately.
Grabbing him by the mustache, no less.
which is not a position that we see Jack Vaughn in like very often.
No, not really.
But they have their back and forth. Ryan Von Rocket though, between this match with Jack Vaughn, who has bad match with Jack Vaughn? Nobody.
No.
And that match with Dustin Jackson, I really do feel like we have. I don't know, something clicked in Ryan Von Rocket, and it's like it was never like he was less than good. But there's been a little extra crunch. There's been a little extra something these past
like
couple weeks.
when you're playing Guitar Hero and you go into
boost.
you boost and you go into the Rockstar mode and everything is worth like a bajillion more points.
Yeah, your
That's
multiplier.
where Ryan Von Rocket was during this match.
Can we see the finish of the match, please?
Sure.
So we see a rear headlock from Jack Vaughn. We see Ryan Von Rocket pushing through the headlock. He goes up to the second rope, pushes backwards, doubles over, puts Jack Vaughn's shoulders on the mat.
Uses a veteran move against Jack Vaughn.
You know what? He did use a veteran move against Jack Vaughn.
That's right.
And maybe I kind of like, since Jack Vaughn's kind of gotten a little more emotional, that he's a little more susceptible to something like that.
And that is often the case when you get a little emotional about something. You kind of like take your focus off of what you would normally pay attention to, and in this case, it bites Jack Vaughn in the butthurt butt.
Because I can't really see, has his chest hair grown back in?
A little bit, yeah.
That was really ugly.
It's still covered.
That was
in glitter,
one
though.
of the genuinely most disturbing things I've ever seen on television.
When he lost the chest hair match,
Just like
or just not having chest hair in general for Jack Vaughn.
Don't forget, we have the pins from that contract signing.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks to Mr. Joe.
I just thought it was a strange. There was something about it being his chest hair, man.
I thought he was going to lose a nip at one point
Yeah, those.
because they got awful close with them clippers, and
That's a sensitive area.
That
As
is,
a man,
yeah.
as a man who shaves his chest 3 to 5 times a week, that's a really sensitive area.
That may be why he's so butthurt. And speaking of him being butthurt, we do know that he kept up a little extracurricular after the match.
Yeah, let's see that. He's mad.
Right in the middle of the celebration. This has been a great little angle to just kind of be in a new run beside the little side dish. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, it's it keeps Mick Foley relevant and Mick Foley hot. Not as if he wasn't going to be if he wanted to come back, but he's always going to be on the tip of people's tongue.
This match was brought to you by the letter B for butthurt.
Yeah, Jack Vaughn spitting, and Jack Vaughn hates books. That's
There's a lot of people like that in this world these days.
Yep.
All right, let's get into, I guess, the biggest match of the evening, not only because it was the main event, not only because it has implications for the pay-per-view
And beyond.
but I think that for the last week, in between Kal Herro getting kidnapped, that vignette with Jamin in the warehouse, et cetera,
Tied to the chair.
people had this match circled because they needed to know what Kal Herro and Jamin looked like whenever they interacted with each other.
Yeah.
And
here we can see some of it.
And you have us waiting until the last segment of the show. That means everyone's been looking for it the whole show. When it's the last segment, when it's the main event, tensions rise that much more.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
Well, the build-up to this match last week was something like we have not seen in our podcast coverage time with the OVW, unofficially speaking.
100%.
So that in itself was a completely different element. Starting this match by seeing them in the hallway and see Kal come out of the room and follow Jamin Olivencia has a completely different feel than what we are used to from the Fanny Pack Kid. This was more of I'm not going to say Goldberg because no.
It's there. It's there.
Kind of, but it's more intense than that. Goldberg was basically just the same thing. Hey, I'm this big guy. People are going to follow me to the ring and blah.
Let's look at Cal's face here when we get this moment. Look at him.
Well, and he is being led. He is literally being led by Jamin Olivencia. And I think that there's a huge implication to that. just the fact that Jamin is walking in front of him, giving him direction, trying to get in contact with this thing that he believes to be deep down in Kal Herro. And you see Kal Herro with that sneer for the first time, and you start believing it. You're like, oh. And then, we kind of waffle in the middle of the match. Is like we see like the same Kal Herro that we've seen time and time again, which is not a bad thing. Kal Herro wins more often than he doesn't.
Yeah.
But with Jamin Olivencia kind of coaching him from the outside, giving him counsel from the outside, he's always there to remind Kal, we've moved on. We're moving on.
Yeah.
This thing, this way that you've been acting, these things that you've done in the past, they're not going to cut it anymore. And you have to listen to me if this is going to work.
And part of him doesn't want to hear it.
No. Well, I mean, Cal's a young man.
We sure.
Nobody wants to be told what to do.
No.
But
sometimes you have to hear it anyway.
And so I think that all of this kind of leads into the ultimate moment of coaching, which is we see Kal here again being coached by Jamin Olivencia. Before we get to the finish, it's Kal Herro in a qualifier match for the pay-per-view. I think we know what the finish is. I feel bad for Big Zo.
I feel very bad for Big Zo.
This is 2 times kind of back-to-back where he's been in huge position.
Yeah, had the spotlight.
And he's come up short both times.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that for Big Zo, and I hate that for OVW fans because there's almost nobody who has more goodwill than Big Zo.
Absolutely not.
I'm talking up there with cash flow level of goodwill.
Yeah.
And it's because Big Zo is very nice and he's been around a long time and he's very talented.
That lovableness, that enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's a very, very endearing guy. And so there is a part of Jackman, the person, that feels bad. But I'm sure Big Zo doesn't feel bad. This is the job, man. This is the job. Let's see the finish. Kal Herro does something pretty interesting here. You see he's going for the fanny pack knee. He's won 1,000 matches with that knee.
Right.
Jamin Olivencia sees him go for it. He stops him. And there is kind of a moment in the middle of this when we were watching it at Davis Arena where it was we knew Jamin was not here for Kal. We knew we couldn't trust Jamin. And then he gives Kal one further direction, which he puts his finger across his throat, much like The Rock did with John Cena a few weeks ago. And you see Kal hit the standing O, which has been Jamin's finishing move.
Which we kind of figured would happen.
Once I saw the throat slit, I was like, oh, Kal Herro's going to jump up there and give Big Zo a standing O. And he sure did. The standing O is the coolest finishing move in OVW. It has Arn Anderson always talks about what makes a perfect finishing move. You can do it to anyone and you can do it out of nowhere.
That's right.
The standing O is the definition of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks cool. And it works with especially well. Jamin and Kal are kind of on the smaller stature of size. They're very similar in size.
Yeah.
It looks so cool when they jump up there on a guy that's got a foot and a half on him and they bring him down. It just looks badass.
Yeah.
I still don't know exactly how I feel about Kal Herro using the standing O because I think it makes more questions than it does answers.
I think that is the point. I think that pretty well explains it.
That doesn't mean I didn't like it. That just means and this is a feeling. This is a feeling I don't get a lot all the time as a wrestling fan, where I'm I really don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't know where this is going. I really don't know how far this Kal Herro thing is going to get pushed. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I try to act and most of the time I'm wrong anyway, but for the most part, I am not surprised by things.
Mm-mm.
And I was surprised when Kal Herro pulled out the standing O. I really was. I really, really was.
I guess looking back, I was more surprised that we probably aren't going to see the fanny pack knee anytime soon, if ever.
Well, there's the ready-made split between Kal and Jamin.
Well.
Is when Kal uses, eventually maybe they go back and forth, and Kal hits the fanny pack knee on Jamin, and he brings back the fanny pack knee, and we all celebrate because Cal's back to being the good boy that we used to, remember him.
Plungers on heads.
It's right there.
It's right there.
The story is right there
Yeah.
if that's the way they wanted to go. Let's see that finish one more time. Let's see Dustin Jackson preparing for
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's going to be.
I'm kidding about that. I'm kidding.
I'll figure out how to do that.
I do want to see the finish one more time.
Yeah, I can do for you pretty easily. Let's take a special moment to look at the little thing that he does with his hands after.
Yeah, it kind of hits like
Here we go. No, don't you go.
like
Wait.
an Illuminati type symbol.
Yeah,
It's like the DDP diamond cutter almost.
it really is. Only like.
In fact, that's what you said when he did it. We were sitting next to each other. You go, he's going to do a diamond cutter. You were joking, obviously. It made me laugh.
Right.
Because
you know it's not going to be that.
Pull you around and da-da-da. It's
And
no
the
longer-
roll through, too.
Yeah.
The roll through. And shout out to Big Zoe, staying down, not kicking out at 3.1, staying down, rolling out of the ring, really putting over the importance of the moment that we just saw.
Yeah.
Kal Herro is not the same Kal Herro that we've been used to.
You got to be fanny pack kidding me.
I'm just telling you what we all saw, brother.
Yep.
I'm just telling you what we all saw. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We've got Fan Zone very soon. Thanks for sticking with us this week, guys. We're gonna get better at this. I want to echo something that Tiny Brian said earlier. Thank you to OVW for giving us the access
Oh my gosh,
to this.
thank you so much.
This is really, really cool. This is going to help us out a lot. And we promise that since you gave us permission to do this, we're going to get better at it. So for all of us here, and one last thing, if you're an audio-only person, check us out on YouTube this week. Just give us a try on YouTube.
You can always go back to audio.
Yeah, it's still there. In fact, download it and watch it on YouTube. It really helps us.
Mm-hmm.
For all of us here at the OVW...
Let's do some credits. Make sure we do credits.
Yeah. For all of us here at the OVW podcast, my name is Jackman Oaks. This is...
Brian Hines.
For executive producer Tiny Brian K. Woodard, for senior producer Victor Anderson, and for our producer Malachi P.S. Woodard, this has been the OVW podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling.